This video is for Section 3, the star section. I have already completed a couple repeats of the star, so you can kind of see it. The star makes spread out stitches that kind of form three little stitches that spread out evenly. It's kind of a fun stitch to do. So I'll show you how to do that. We begin row 1 with the contrast color. So I finished with the main color. Again, you've got your 2 strands that are slipped in front. Turn to the right side. And this begins with the contrast color. So I'm going to take that, put it under the main color. And I'll start out throwing. And as you well know, I don't normally throw, so this is always a little awkward. The first row is exactly what you've been doing in the garter pattern. So it's knit 2 together. Knit 2, yarn over, and then knit to the last 4 stitches. And do these somewhat loosely, not terribly loose, but you're going in the next row, you're going to have to purl 3 together. So you don't want them real tight on the needle, or it's going to be hard to get that through those stitches. Okay, purl or knit, and then the last 4 stitches you're going to knit 2 together, just like you have been, and then knit the last 2. We're going to the wrong side, so we're going to turn towards us or counterclockwise. And row 2, we're going to slip 2 with the yarn in front. Move the yarn to the back and knit 1. Move your yarn to the front. Okay, here's your pattern. You're going to purl 3. Purl 3 together. Leave it on the needle. Oops. Yarn over and purl those same 3 stitches again, and then slip them off the needle. So you end up with 3 stitches, but it's taken you a few stitches to get there. Then the next one you knit, bring your yarn to the front, purl 3, leave them on the needle, yarn over, purl 3, and take them off. And then, oops, move your yarn to the back, knit 1, there's your yarn over, knit 1 through the back loop, bring your yarn to the front, and slip those last 2 stitches with the yarn in the front. So you end with your 2 strands there like we have all the way through. And now we're going to work row 3, which is returning to the garter pattern. So with the main color, we're going to, and I think you've done this enough by now, I can kind of cheat and do this continental. Yarn over, knit. Now we're just going to knit these across, but I want to show you, hopefully it shows up on here. On these 3 stitches, you want to try to keep them in order, and they should fan out. And I don't know if you can see it, but this one looks a little bit like a purl stitch. It's got that little collar. That one should be in the middle. So you want to knit those in that order, and that helps them spread out nicely. And knit that stitch. Sometimes these, see how this one's a little wonky? So you just want to kind of spread them out, make sure that purlish type stitch is in the middle, and knit those separately. Now your last one, you're going to end up with that last stitch of those 3 as part of your 4. So you're going to knit 2 together and knit 2, and see how they kind of spread out and make a little star pattern. So we're going to turn toward you or counterclockwise. Finish our garter pattern by slipping 2 with yarn in front and then knitting across. And then I'll do that star pattern continental for you. You're going to end up with 6 of these star rows separated by your garter stitch. Okay, right side row, turn away from you or clockwise. Bring your working yarn under the other yarn. This is the contrast color. And again, we're going to work, the first row is exactly like our garter pattern. Now I see how I've split my yarn. See how this little collar is here? So now it's quite an easy fix by just coming kind of down to the bottom, picking that up and just putting it on the needle correctly. Okay, so that's our second. Wait a minute. Yes. Get my yarn straightened out. I need my contrast color. Okay, so we're going to knit 2, yarn over, knit across. Do these somewhat loosely, not terribly loose, but you want to be able to get that needle in through to the last 4 stitches. Then knit 2 together and knit 2. Towards you or counterclockwise to the wrong side. We're going to slip 2 with yarn in front and knit 1, and then we start on our star pattern. We're going to purl 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together, and knit. Purl 3 together, yarn over, purl 3 together. You should end with a knit stitch before your yarn over, and then knit through the back loop, slip 2 with yarn in front. Away from you. And now we're ready for our main color. Pass it under your contrast color. And we're going to work 2 rows of our garter pattern. So knit 2, yarn over, and then knit each of these. It's just a little bit loose. There. Knit across, and again, kind of make sure that little purl-ish type stitches in the middle. Knit those. And there's, okay, I split that yarn again, real easy to fix right here. Kind of go down to the bottom and pick that up and put it back on the needle like it's supposed to be. And then knit those, your last 3 star pattern, the last stitch of that will be part of your knit 2 together. And there's your star pattern. Kind of hard to see with this dark yarn, but those stitches spread out quite nicely and make a real cute little pattern. You're going to do that so you have 6 rows of stars plus your ending garter row, and then you're going to work another 22 rows or 11 ridges, so you'll end up with, again, 12 ridges, counting the one that will be here when I finish my wrong side row, plus 11 more. Then return and repeat everything, starting with the section 1 all the way through section 3 2 more times, so you'll have 3 sets of this completed, and then go back and work section 1 one more time, including what's marked as row 31 through 36, that extra 6 rows of main color, and then you're ready to bind off. Hope that works for you. Enjoy it. This is kind of a fun little stitch. Makes a very pretty scarf.